Assalamu alaikum and welcome. I'd like to begin by welcoming all the participants to the launch of the Pakistan Response Plan. I want to thank Director General WHO, and I also want to congratulate him for the stewardship he's provided in this unprecedented health emergency. I'd like to thank the Vice President of the World Bank, the Vice President of the Asian Development Bank, and we appreciate the role the international financial institutions have played in crafting policy framework to ease up economic pressures on the developing countries. Let me also thank all guests who've joined us across the globe through this video link conference. Your participation is very encouraging for Pakistan. And lastly, I'd like to thank the UN Resident Coordinator for making this possible and through his untiring efforts. And I know how challenging it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a defining moment in history. World has not seen a challenge of this nature, in my view, or this magnitude, in my view, since the Second World War. We are facing in Pakistan a twin challenge of how to save lives because of the health challenge we are facing on account of the coronavirus, COVID-19, as well as the economic challenge. And we are facing both of them at the same time. I would like to share with you that there's a debate in Pakistan, like the rest of the world, and the debate is, what is the right balance? Should we go into a complete lockdown to save lives, or should we also look after the impact it will have on the economy and how lives will get affected because of unemployment, starvation, and more people being pushed into poverty. This is a very difficult balance, and as the situation evolves, I think from country to country, from region to region, we will have to adjust to our own ground realities. But I think joint coordinated effort is required to defeat COVID-19, and that is why we are all sitting here engaging with each other. I'm confident, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan will emerge successful due to the fearless work done by our health workers, our doctors, nurses, and paramedic staff. Can't thank them enough. Want to also pay a similar tribute to health workers across the globe who have put their lives at stake to save fellow human beings. Collective response from the leadership, the federal government in Pakistan, the provincial governments, all institutions are working in unison. I would want to share with you that we have established mechanisms for a rapid response to this evolving challenge. What we have at the federal level is a national coordination committee, which is chaired by the Prime Minister. And the decisions that are taken at this level then we have an implementing arm called the NCOC, the National Center for Operations. This command, for operations. This is the implementing arm of the NCC. Coordination and assistance from the international community is equally important to be successful in dealing with this challenge. As of 22nd of April, which is yesterday, as you know more than I do, more than 2 million people have suffered from the pandemic. 1,69,000 plus have lost their lives, and the toll is rising. In Pakistan, we have, as I speak to you, 10,513 confirmed cases, and we've had 224 deaths so far. The numbers, unfortunately, will rise because we are nowhere near our peak. We are expecting our peak to be somewhere around the last week of May or early June. Fortunately, we were quick to develop a national action plan to combat COVID-19. The key aim of the national strategy was to develop a national response plan. The National Action Plan has been prepared after consultations between the federal government, the National Disaster Management Authority, that's the lead institution, provincial health departments, and the provincial disaster management authorities. The plan estimates $595 million as an initial requirement to overcome gaps in our health system. And let us accept the fact that our health system, like many developing countries, is still fragile. There are prominent gaps that we are facing, and I will highlight a few. We have limited number of testing facilities, inadequate infrastructure for isolation and quarantine, lack of trained staff, equipment and supplies, weak surveillance system to monitor the spread of the virus. Pakistan response plan is addressing the gaps and the challenges that I have identified. To mitigate, suppress, and overcome the pandemic, we have done a number of things. We have carried out 124,549 tests so far. Our testing capacity is 11,000 tests per day, and hopefully it will improve considerably in the next few days. Hopefully by the end of the month, our capacity will go up to perhaps 25 to 30,000 tests a day. Our positive rate at the moment is 8%. Our rapid response teams, we have 70 rapid response teams in place, but our requirement is far higher. We have 154 districts in the country, and we require at least 154 rapid response teams. What we have done is we imposed a countrywide lockdown. It has been eased in certain areas because, again, that delicate balance between saving lives, protecting people, social distancing, at the same time protecting people from starvation. We feel that we will be close to 200,000 cases by July 2020. Therefore, we need to increase our testing capacity to at least 20,000 tests a day. Increase the number of labs to 154. And I just want to share with you that we have made considerable improvement, in the last few weeks. When we started, we had 4 functional labs, and today the number has gone up to 52. As I said, we would need to increase them to 154. Ventilators, they are in demand everywhere, and we require at least 10,000 to deal with our immediate challenge. Personal protective equipment is another challenge that we are facing, but we are bridging the gap very quickly. I encourage bilateral, multilateral actors to join hands with the government of Pakistan in strengthening our healthcare infrastructure. COVID-19 is a common enemy, and we need a common agenda. We need a common strategy. Enemy that has not shown respect for borders at all. I would like to commend the Managing Director of IMF, the President of the World Bank, and the UN Secretary General for their advocacy for financial relief to developing countries like Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan, on the 12th of April, launched a global appeal. This is a global initiative for debt relief. I myself, I've been engaging and having telephonic conversations with my counterparts, colleagues, and I've spoken to at least 30 foreign ministers so far. What we are demanding is fiscal space, because we need that fiscal space to save lives and to give the economic stimulus that our economy requires. So in conclusion, Pakistan wants to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that we will be working in partnership with you, with friends like you, the UN, WHO, international financial institutions, to defeat this common enemy. I thank you all.